Okay, today's class is about real estate marketing, and you've done this class before. Yeah. And so this is what we're going to talk about here. Let's see. Well, what are we going to cover? We're going to cover research. We're going to research pricing, different areas, researching the MLS, and pricing is going to be for all types of advertising, right? Print marketing, print advertising, um, social media, paid leads, things like that, and then areas. That means what areas you're thinking about farming in, whether you're considering. And then the MLS, we're going to do research in the MLS um, to further research those areas, but within the MLS system. And we're going to talk about farming, budgeting for farming, and print marketing, email or digital marketing, social media marketing, and paid leads. So first, confidence building. Know that when you're with a Coldwell Banker, a big brand like Coldwell Banker, it gives you instant credibility. We're world known, everybody knows Coldwell Banker. So we have the tools that you need, resources at your fingertips. We have design tools. We have social media tools like Boost that you can boost your social media ads or listings. Support and a CRM that'll help you do email marketing. Support, you have knowledgeable support staff here and other agents that you can talk to and ask questions to and kind of pick their brains. And make sure that you become an expert in any area that you're going to be farming. Know the trends, know the floor plans, know everything about the areas. So the first thing you want to do is when marketing is reach out to your sphere of influence. So make sure that everybody on your phone contact list knows that you're in real estate. So you want to text them, email them, call them, whatever you want to do. And some people don't like to do that because they say, I don't want to bother these people. I don't want them to think that I'm forcing them or pushing them. No, you're letting them know, hey, I'm in real estate now. If you have any questions, if you need a realtor to buy, lease, invest, sell, whatever it is you need to do, I'm here, right? And they trust you, they know who you are. So you're just letting them know. Personal connections from your neighborhood, community, organization. Excuse me, I still have a little bit of congestion, so I'm gonna just people that you know. Reach out to not just people on your phone list, but people from church, people from whatever groups that you belong to, business groups, volunteer groups, book clubs, whatever it is, book clubs, right? Friends from college, high school, places that you previously lived before. So this is just kind of ideas of who to reach out to, because sometimes we just limit it to maybe our contacts here, but we might have contacts on Facebook that we don't have on our phone. Contacts on Facebook. Let them know you're a realtor, that you joined Coldwell Banker. You can even have like a nice little image with the Coldwell Banker logo, your picture, contact information, things like that. And include them in all your marketing efforts. So if you have their email address, you can email them and say, hey, do you mind if I add you to my distribution list for my marketing? And then that way they receive your emails and then they know it reminds them that you're in real estate. Right. So try to reach out to them a few times a year, offer them something of value. Also, there's been occasions where some of our agents have experienced this where they let people know, all the sphere of influence know, hey, I'm in real estate, contact me if you need help with anything. And then like somewhere down the line, one of their family members or a close friend buys or sells a house. Right. But not through this agent. Oh. And then the agent gets upset. Hey, why didn't you use me? Why didn't you call me? And it's always, I forgot that you're a realtor. Oh my God, I'm so sorry I would have used you. Because you're not in front of them. Right. Because you're not there, they're not on your distribution list, because you're not calling them or reaching out to them a few times a year to remind them, hey, I'm in real estate. Do you need anything? Is there anybody you know that's thinking of buying or selling? So you have to be in front of them, right? And again, you don't have to bug them. You don't have to like be a gnat and just like always like, hey, you want to sell your house? You want to buy a house? It's just reminding them, hey, I just want to remind you I'm in real estate, or here's the market trends of what's going on. Here's interest rates or whatever it is. Maybe there's a new law that passed in California that's real estate related. You want to like update them with that information, right? So research. We're going to research pricing, right? If you're gonna farm, and for pricing, you're going to research printing. How much is it going to cost for postcards? Are you going to mail the postcards? Are you going to deliver the postcards yourself? Flyers. Are you going to print out full page flyers? Are you going to mail the flyers? What are you going to do? Door hangers. Some people want to use door hangers where they can just hang it on the door. If you have postcards and you're just going to hand them out or flyers, it's a little hard to just put them somewhere where they're not just going to fall on the floor.
Right.
There's door hangers you can use that already have the hook that hangs onto them. But what some agents do is they staple a rubber band to the flyer or postcard and then they put it on the door handle. Or they just put the postcard between the door jamb and and the door. So you got to get creative. And then sometimes there's gates. So you can't get to the front door. So you have to put it somewhere on the gate where they're going to be able to get it. You're going to research mailing costs. So there's different types of mailing. There's EDDM, that's every door direct mailing. There's bulk mail and there's first class mail. The difference is EDDM, there's an EDDM tool on the USPS website that allows you to type in a zip code. And then within each zip code, there's carrier routes. So when one zip code, there could be 3 carrier routes or there could be 10 carrier routes, depending on what the population is there. And each route will consist of so many homes. So if you select that route, it's going to tell you on the tool, this is how many homes are here, and this is how much it's going to cost to mail to these homes. And this is probably the cheapest way to go if you're going to have someone else deliver it for you. And but it's only going to get to the people that live in those houses. And keep in mind that some of the people that live in those houses might be renters. So the owners might not be getting the flyer.
Oh, okay.
The renters are going to get it. So let's say it's 50% owners, 50% renters. Only those people. So the actual owners of the properties are not going to see that are renting the homes out. Now, if you go with bulk mail, which is the second option here, it costs a little bit more, but you can send the printing company that's going to print the postcards a list of your mail of the area, right? Your farm list. And that includes the owner's address, mailing address. So you're ensured that the owner is going to be receiving that postcard all the time, not the renter. It's going to the mailing address of the owner. Yeah. And then there's first class mail. And first class mail is just putting a stamp on a postcard. If you print them out, you throw a stamp on there, whatever that's going to cost you. So research pricing on all those and decide what's the best option for you. And again, you don't have to mail. You can just walk the farm and deliver the flyers yourself. That's gonna save you a lot of money. And you can do that. I mean, it's the cost of printing your flyers for your farm area and mailing would if you save money on the mailing, you can pay for 2 different flyers for that month. Does that make sense? Did it help? Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so it costs just as much to mail them as it does to print them. Mm-hmm. So if you don't mail, you could walk your farm twice a month. But then again, you're going to get exercise if you walk your farm, right? So it's helpful. Social media. Research social media, any ads or target marketing or boosting your ads type of thing. And you can do that using Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And you can cover a lot more ground using social media than you can print marketing for less money. Mm-hmm. So you cover like a whole zip code for a fraction of what it costs you to mail to just 200 or 300 people. And then there's paid leads. So research pricing for paid leads like Zillow, Truly, or Realtor.com. And you can do a combination of these things. You can do a combination of social media and printing, or email marketing and printing, or social media and email marketing, and just mix it all up. So do you have any questions on this?
So like zip code, we can like on social media, you can specific target like 92618.
Yes.
Like that.
Yeah.
Those users on that zip code can see my ad.
Yes, but I think it targets people that are looking things up that are real estate related. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't hit everybody, but you're guaranteed so many clicks,
Yeah,
so many views, things like that, or impressions.
right.
So what is farming? Farming is pretty much focusing on a demographic area or a geographical area and marketing that area. And you know where the term farming comes from?
Agriculture.
Yeah, but what it means is you plant a seed
Oh, yeah,
and then you get something grows,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So in this case, your seed is your flyer and the growth is your business,
right.
right? Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. And then so key aspects of real estate farming is geographical farming, like we said. You target a specific area and you just keep marketing to that area. And then eventually you'll become the expert in that area. People will know who you are. There's a demographic or niche farming or marketing. Demographic is like we have an agent here that mails to all Korean, like as many Korean people in Orange County as possible that they can mail to or they have access to. And so their mailings or their flyers are in Korean. So that's like the demographic, right?
Right.
You're farming to people that are going to speak your language and or niche marketing or niche farming could be you're not mailing or marketing to a particular area or a particular demographic. You're mailing to doctors, a network of doctors, right? Because doctors all know each other, nurses, and they talk to each other and they say, hey, use my realtor. They do a great job. So that could be another type of niche marketing that you're farming to that particular type of group, or police officers or teachers or whatever it is.
How do you do that though?
You get in with someone.
Just get in.
Yeah, you
kinda
get in
tell
with
them to
someone.
Market,
Yeah.
keep telling them to spread you out.
Well, I'm sure you can find lists of like teachers.
Yeah,
I'm not sure you can do it. Maybe the title company can help with something like that.
Yeah.
Police officers, yeah, I don't know if you're gonna know where they live because I think they're pretty private about that, right?
yeah,
But that's just an example.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, doctors and nurses, things like that.
Hmm.
And if you're gonna market to them, maybe they have like some kind of newsletter that goes out around their hospital. Or like a place where they hang out that you can post flyers or whatever it is, right? And then remember that consistency is crucial. So the more you do it, the more people are going to associate you with the expert in real estate. And the purpose is to generate listings, to generate leads like buyers, right? Or referrals to position yourself as the expert. So you want people to know that you can help them with buying, with selling, with investing, with leasing, whatever it is, real estate related.
Correct.
Why use real estate farming for your business? It builds brand recognition. And it's not just Coldwell Banker brand, it's your brand, right? Coldwell Banker, you're backed by Coldwell Banker, one of the biggest real estate companies in the world, but you're representing yourself. So make sure that you build your brand recognition. It increases trust and credibility. So the more you're out there marketing your stuff, providing them with valuable real estate information, they're going to trust you. Hey, this is the person I'm going to go to for real estate related information or news or new laws or whatever it is. Generates consistent leads and referrals. So again, you're going to be the expert. You're going to be the one they call. Long-term return on investment. Here's the thing that it's going to take you a while to build up that farm area and to get people to start calling you.
Right.
But once they do, it's just going to keep going. Like Holden, one of our agents here, he's been farming his area for years. And there's some times in the year where it's like slow. And he'll tell me, oh my God, I have to do something different. I tell him, dude, just keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
You're not going to have business all year round. Like people, it doesn't work that way where people are selling like every week of every month of every year. And he freaks out and just, they know who you are. They're going to call you if they want to sell. Just keep sending out your marketing pieces. And of course, like clockwork, every year he does well. He sells houses. People call him. They trust him. They know who he is. So it's a long-term return on this.
Mm-hmm.
You're in it for the long run. What's the goal? To become the go-to expert in that local market, right? So we're going to talk about budgeting. Planning your budget. So you want to decide how much money you can allocate towards marketing for at least 12 months. let's start with 12 months, right?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you have money put aside for that. So how much money is that going to be? Calculate printing and mailing costs, and that will be your walking form. Figure out the potential size of your farm based on budget when taking into account the cost of printing and mailing. These are things to consider, right? And be consistent. Send it at least twice a month. You can start off with once a month for a couple months and then ramp it up to twice a month just to get it going. So here's an example. In this example, we're gonna walk our farm, okay? So we need to figure out how many homes that we can afford based on our budget to market to. My budget is going to be $6,000 for the year. That's how much I'm allocating towards my marketing. So that means that gives me $500 a month to market. If I'm going to send walk my farm twice a month, each marketing piece is going to cost me $250. So I have $250 divided by printing costs. Let's say the flyers cost me 50 cents a piece. So that means I can hit 500 homes based on that $250. I can hit 500 homes twice a month.
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just if you're going to walk your farm. So here it is. So January 1st, I'm going to walk my farm. It's going to cost me $250. January 15th, I'm going to print my second flyer. I'm going to walk the farm, another $250. And then when you're doing this, you don't have to like deliver everything one day.
Oh.
You can split it up into different days, right? So you could just do like out of the 500 homes, you could do, I don't know, 50 homes, 100 homes a day.
Right.
For 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. Unless you want to do more, that's fine. But the more you're out there, the more people are going to see you. So if you break it up into even 5 days, 100 homes a day, people are going to see you out there almost every day.
Right.
So they're going to see you working and they respect that. Example 2 is mailing via EDDM, every door direct mail. And so we're using the same budget, $250 per mailing. And let's say it costs 50 cents to print the postcard and then another 20 cents for the mailing, the postage. This is a rough estimate. It might be a little bit more, I'm not sure, but we're going to use that price here. So $250 divided by 70 cents. That means you can send out 357. That means your farm size will be about 357, if you can, around there, right? So now knowing this, based on your budget, this is how many homes you can hit twice a month.
Right.
Okay. Make sense? So right now with using our budget, we're figuring out how big our farm size should be. So January 1st, we're going to send our first mailer, $250 to 357 homes. And again, on the 15th, the same thing. Okay. The next example was using bulk mail. Same budget, $250 per mailer. And this costs a little bit more. This is going to be about 88 cents a postcard. Again, we do the math, $250 divided by 88 cents per postcard. That gives us 284 homes. Now that's how big our farm size should be based on this. Right. So before you even start considering any specific location, know how many homes you can hit based on your budget. Okay. Unless you have unlimited budget and you want to farm that neighborhood, you don't care how much it costs you because you have unlimited funds, then do that. But we have a budget for it, right?
Yeah.
So same thing, twice a month. Now that you know how big your farm is going to be based on what your budget can afford, right? Now we're going to select a farm. So selecting the right area, how do you do that? Well, you're going to consider competition.
Right.
Are there a lot of agents farming there?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to consider turnover ratio. Are people selling there? There's some neighborhoods where people don't move. They live there and they raise their kids there and they never move. And then there's some areas where, like condo communities, they turn over a lot faster.
Right.
Familiarity or personal connection to the area. You might consider an area where you grew up, or maybe where you live, or where your family, so your mom lives, or something, where you know the area, you know the people, or there's something there, right? And opportunity for growth. So one other thing to consider with this is the farm area that you're considering. Are there other neighborhoods around there that you can expand into?
Mm-hmm.
So a good example would be a condo community that you start with. they're smaller, lower priced, better turnover ratio. And then maybe these people from these condos, 2 or 3 bedroom condos, want to move into a single family home. Is there a single family neighborhood next to it that they like the area, they don't want to move out of the area, but they want a bigger place. Hey, we're going to move you out of here and into one of these bigger homes, right? So that could be like you're expanding. That's just an example of that. So let's see, things to consider when researching and selecting a farm is the number of homes. So again, based on your budget, you have to make sure that the neighborhood you select has the right number of homes or similar to it. Research owner occupied versus absentees. This is important because now you're identifying, are they owner occupants or are they investors? And what's the percentage? So know who your market is, right? If it's mostly owner occupied, then you know you're dealing with owners, right? So you can send out, owner related information. If it's mostly investors, for most of the properties are rentals, then you know that you're mailing to investors and you want to reach them in a way that talks to investors. Hey, are you thinking about buying more properties? Are you thinking about renting out you can become the listing agent if they want to lease it out, right? So contact me if, once your tenant moves out, I can help you lease the property. Here's some information about rental prices in the neighborhood, what the market rates are. Are you charging what the market rates are, type thing, right? So you're focusing on that. So you have to know what your audience is and who you're reaching.
Right.
Research turnover ratio again. Are homes selling there? Are they not selling there? Market share amongst other agents. Remember we talked about your competition. How many other agents are marketing there? Well, not only how many other agents are marketing there, what market share is each agent taking? If there was, let's say, 20 homes that sold, let's say 15 homes that sold last year in that neighborhood, did one agent have 10 of them, and then the rest of them were amongst other agents? That means there's a dominant agent in there. Are you prepared to market against that agent? Is that they're probably established?
Right.
If there were 15 sales last year and amongst 12 agents, yeah, that's pretty good because there's nobody that seems like they're dominant there. So yeah, that's a pretty good place to market. So these are things to consider when you're selecting a farm area. Let's see, title companies. So title companies is a great resource for turnover ratio. So if you contact Mary from Lawyers Title, she can get you, if you let her know which areas you're interested in, she can get your turnover ratios. So like a snapshot of, hey, the turnover ratios here for 2025 were 5% or 3% or whatever it is. She can also tell you, I think, if there's any dominant agents in that neighborhood. Excel spreadsheets. So if you need a mailing list, if you're going to go via bulk mail, she can send you a farm list, and the farm list will consist of all the homes in that neighborhood, which will include the site address, the property address, and also the mailing address and the owner's names.
Oh, so if it's absentee, I mean, not the property itself, the owner's real address, I mean,
Yeah, so the CSV file is going to include the property address, the owner's names, and then the owner's mailing address. So it's going to have 2 addresses.
Got it.
If the mailing address and the site address are the same, they live in the property.
Yeah.
If they're different, they don't live in the property. You can even have them send you 2 separate lists, one of the absentees and one of the owner occupants. To split it up for you. But it's good to have the whole list, and then you can split it up the way you want to. At that point, they can print labels for you if you want. So if you're going to send out postcards and you don't want to write them, and you're going to put stamps on it, you can put labels of the addresses on the postcards. Again, owner occupied versus absentees. Special farms lookup, farm lookups. You can ask them to send you only single family residents and then in the area, or only condos, or maybe you're going to deal with multifamily properties. I only want the farm list for investors of multifamily properties. Also, they get separated by years of ownership. Only send me a list of owners that have owned for 10 years plus.
Higher chance to move out.
So these are all things that you can think about and consider, right? And then you're gonna market to them differently than you're gonna market someone that just moved in 1 or
Yeah.
2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Because they probably have a lot of equity.
Right. So what do you think? I was thinking like, when it comes to the property value or type of home, like if I were a seller or owner or a potential buyer, if they were to work with me, who's like novice in this industry,
Mhm.
they wouldn't want to like talk about like 2 million, dollar property. So I was thinking like maybe like two the condominium starting from like 500K to
Yeah.
maybe up to like million. They
Yeah.
might be because with those property value like high value, they might already have a good established relationship with a top producer like I don't know Jay or Joyce.
Yeah.
In this industry, but like what do you think? I mean, I was thinking
He gets
like,
it.
starting like
You get it. No, no. I usually have to talk new agents down from they want to go straight to $3 million properties. I'm like, you should start with condos
right.
because condos they're lower priced and I think when you go to 3 million, $4 million properties straight, like from the beginning of your career, they probably have a realtor they're working with that's established.
Right.
And that realtor probably has a really great listing presentation
Right.
and examples of all the properties they sold and testimonials and hey, look at what my past clients had to say. And when you own a property that's $3, $4, $5 million, are you going to go with someone that's going to show you that or someone that's like, hey, I'm really eager to work with you. You're the only person I'm going to work with now. And that there's, I guess there's like always the exception, right? If you know the person, if it's a family member,
Mhm.
yeah, let's give him his first listing, nephew or cousin, yeah, sell my house, go for it. Let's see what you can get. There's exceptions, but I recommend for somebody new to start with condos and townhomes.
That's what Shrill and I are doing.
Yeah.
We were doing townhomes in Tustin Ranch, and
Okay.
New Farm is also a townhomes. That's what they're
Nice.
classified as. Yeah, but the range is like 900 to I think 1.2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, that's low now. Can you
Yeah, I
believe that in
know.
Orange County? Yeah, that's
the
insane.
prices went up like drastically.
Right.
That's insane. That's low.
That's a smart move. Yeah.
And then also, that those people are they going to move out. They're going to eventually move up to a
Yeah.
single family home, detached.
Well, a lot of people that we talk to, they're like, oh, if you could bring prices down, then we'll move and stuff like that by 25% or whatever.
Yeah, but that also means that they're going to lose money on their house too, right? When they sell.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, so let's see. Research. We're going to talk more about research here. So you want to know the market trends and what's going on in the community, right? So research the recent sales. Once you select your farm area, well, first of all, once you figure out your budget, know how many homes your farm is going to consist of, you select your farm area, and now you're ready to go. That farm area, you should research any sales, maybe in the last year, right? So know the recent sales. You should know all the active listings that are on the market. You should preview them. You should go and visit the listings. Schedule a showing with the agent. Say, I'd like to show the property. So you familiarize yourself with the property. So now you know what it looks like inside. So that way, if someone says, "Oh, that property's so great," actually the pictures make it look better than it is when you walk inside. When you walk inside, it doesn't look like this. So now you have firsthand knowledge, so you can speak on it. Right? Research tract and floor plan models in that tract. So there's a website, insidetract.com, where you can download the floor plans for all the different tracks, for the majority of them. It is subscription based, so you have to pay for it. But once you select your farm area and you download all those floor plans, now you have it, right? And now if somebody calls you and says, yeah, I have a 2-bedroom, oh, you have the Model B. Yeah, that one. Is that the one with the bedroom in the back? And oh, how did you know? It's because I'm the expert. I know the area, right? So that's a very good resource. You also want to research community information. What are the names of the HOAs? What are the amenities of the HOAs? What are the HOA fees? What are the local schools? Right? We talked about, the open house you're going to do.
Yeah.
And then you want to know where the HOA amenities are,
Mhm.
right?
Can we call the HOA to find that information out too, if we don't wanna trust like past realtors?
Yeah, you
Right,
can,
down.
yeah. For sure. And this is the Inside Track website, is you can get street maps of the track maps, floor plans. And the floor plans will consist of like beds, bath, square footage.
Mm.
And this is what the floor plans will look like, right? So content, now that you selected your farm and you're all budgeted out, you know what, where where you're gonna be farming. What should you send out? I think that's one of the biggest things that people always have a hard time with. Well, here's a bunch of things you can send out. Market updates. That's definitely at least one thing you should send out each month. What sold the previous month? And this should be sent out as your first marketing piece every month. What sold last month? And this lets people know, gives them an idea of what their home's worth, right? They're not gonna know exactly, but they know, hey, homes are selling for this price. The 3 bedrooms, I have a 3 bedroom. Oh, can I get that much for my house? They have an idea, right? So that way, when you actually sit down with them, they're at least educated, and they're not surprised when you tell them this is how much we can sell your house for, right? Because they're seeing this on your flyers. You can send out just listed or just sold. If you don't have any listings, you can ask one of the agents here if you can advertise their property, and then have them send you a picture, and then you're just going to say just listed. You're not saying by me, just listed by me. Cold Banker just listed this property, right? And then maybe they know someone that wants to buy it, and then you can submit an offer, right? But it shows that you have real estate related things on your flyers. An open house announcement, if you're going to do an open house in the neighborhood, that's a flyer you can send out. Newsletters. Newsletters consist of a bunch of different things. It could be some listings, it could be market updates, it could be new real estate laws, it could be community information, it could be a bunch of things, right? So that's something you could do. You can send out a flyer, postcard that says, I have a buyer. And this is what a lot of agents send out. They send out flyers that say, I have a buyer that's looking, wants to buy your house. And then the seller's like, my house? How do they know what my house looks like? Well, like, how do they want to buy my house? But this is I think, a tactic that realtors use just to get people to call in. So when they call in, they say, hey, I got your flyer. So do your buyers want to buy my house? And then the agent will say, well, what floor plan do you have? Oh, I have the 3 bedroom. Oh, they're looking for a 4 bedroom. But you're thinking of selling, hey, let's put your house on the market, right? So that's like a hook that they use.
Right.
I'm not saying to do that. I wouldn't do that and deceive someone, right? But if you do have a buyer for that neighborhood, then you want to make that buyer look as real as possible so that people believe you and don't think, he's just trying to get me to call, right? Contests and drawings. These are pretty much designed to get people's email addresses and phone numbers. So now you can start building up your email distribution list. So you're not just going to hit them in their mailbox or their door. Now you're going to be in their email. Right. So, and then for it's not free because you're giving them something on the drawing or the contest, but yeah, you're building that database up.
Trill and I just did that.
Oh, how many emails did you get?
So we did a Mother's Day drawing. We'll enter your mother's Starbucks order and you can win a gift card up to 25 people, and it'll be a raffle, and we've only gotten 4.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Well, 4 plus Shweta.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I think I'll win. So I'm gonna scan that QR. Yeah, but my mom doesn't drink Starbucks.
No.
Yeah, she passed away.
Oh.
Yeah, like, oh, bummer. Yeah, so contests and drawings, holiday greetings. So there's a holiday almost every month. So on your postcard, you could put something like a listing, and then on the back, hey, happy 4th of July, be safe, or whatever. Maybe do like little tips on safety, grilling safety, or whatever. But you always want to have something real estate related.
Right.
And let's go to the next one, self-promotion flyers. So self-promotion flyer means like putting something out that lets people know exactly what you do. You're the greatest realtor in the world. Work with me because I'm honest, I have integrity, I have, there's people that have a list of things that they use, but more importantly, you want to let them know the services that you provide. I can help you sell your house. I can help you buy a house. I can sell you lease your property. I can help you rent a property if you're looking for a rental. I can help you invest in a property or purchase an investment.
Right.
So these are all the things you can do. Sometimes agents don't list the things that they can help them do. So sometimes the homeowner doesn't know, does this person, can they help me buy a house? Because they just said they're asking for listings, but do they work with buyers? Oh no, I'm not going to call him because he just works with listings. So just list out what you do. Community information. Again, that's just community information you can put on your flyer. Prop 19, things like that, like certain things that can affect their tax base or uh, pretty much anything that'll help them with homeownership, with transferring their tax base, with information on their $500,000 exemption when selling a house for their capital gains taxes, things like that, like just information, right? Offer something of value. You can say, hey, contact me for a CMA, a free comparable market analysis of your property, or contact me to see how much you will net at close of escrow. So if we were to sell your house, knowing that you owe this much on your current loan, and after all the fees, how much are you going to walk away with? That's a net sheet, right? You can offer a class, and the class can be something like the example I always use is have like a trust attorney come out. And the trust attorney is going to, hopefully you have people attend the class. What are the benefits of putting your property in the trust? And now you're providing something of value to the homeowners for free. They're getting it for free, but you're also providing something of value to the attorney because that's potential business for them.
Right.
And that makes you look good, right? So offer a class. And again, that's just an example. See, garage sale. You can organize a neighborhood garage sale. That way you have personal interaction with the people that are participating in the garage sale. Personal greeting cards. If you meet someone when you're farming and you're walking the farm, remember their name, remember where they live, remember maybe something they told you about. Oh yeah, go to my kid's graduation next week, blah, blah, blah. Send them a greeting card. Hey, it's nice meeting you today. Congratulations on your son graduating, your daughter graduating. You know, I hope they have a good career, whatever it is. Just something nice handwritten because nobody does that anymore.
Right.
And then when you get something like that, it's memorable. People are gonna be like, I like you.
Yeah.
He sent me a card. He took the time to write me a card. Yeah, but it's something personal.
Right.
Don't just say it was nice meeting you. Remember something that you talked about.
Right.
Write that in there. Sports schedules are pretty good because people keep them for a few months because the season is 3 to 4 months, right? So right now we're looking at baseball season and hockey season, and I think in basketball season, it's playoffs for basketball and hockey. But there's fans out there, and they hold on to those flyers, and on the flyers you have the schedule, but also your contact information. So whenever they look at that schedule, hey, what game is on tonight? They're gonna see your face,
Right.
and it's just subliminally they see your face and they see your face, and then you're in their email and they see your face, and then you're in their mailbox and they see your face, and then you do social media and they're like, oh damn, hey, I get this guy's flyers. They see your face, so you're drilling yourself into their face, right, into their head. Another thing is like daylight savings times that's happens twice a year, so you can include that in a flyer. So these are just examples of things you can send out. Because people are always like, I don't know what to send out. What should I send out? Well, here's a lot of examples of what to send out. Letter to investor owners. Just say, hey, are you thinking about selling your property? Good time to sell. You have a lot of equity. You can do 1031 exchange into something else, whatever it is. I found that investors like to open letters and read them instead of like looking at flyers because they throw them out. If you send them an envelope with a letter in it, they're gonna open it, they're gonna read it. So
You said you were doing that, right?
yeah.
Did you find that like investors already had their own agents most of the time that they work with, or?
Well, if they did, they never called me to tell me that.
Yeah,
The ones that called me are the ones that were thinking
Yeah.
about selling or you know.
Yeah.
But the ones that I would get calls from letters because I would mix it up, doing letters and postcards. I would get calls from off the letters and never from the postcards. So that's what told me that the letters worked better than the postcards for investors.
And you mentioned 1031 exchange. To what extent do you or do I need to get involved in the transaction? Just
Well, so 1031 exchange is pretty much they're selling one income property,
and change it to another one, right?
purchasing another one.
Yeah,
And the 1031 exchange comes in where there's a 1031 exchange company or facilitator
Mhm.
that holds the money from the first sale.
okay,
And then they use that money to purchase the other
Yeah.
property. Because if you were to sell a property and the money goes to you, you have to pay taxes on it.
right.
So, and
So you can just, refer a good, the facilitator company?
yes,
Okay,
but you're also gonna help them sell that property. You're also gonna help them buy the next property.
right.
So it's the 1031 exchange where you can
Right.
facilitate the whole thing.
Right.
Let's do it again. Okay. What's going on here? That's not good. Uh-oh, we're stuck. That's not good. Excuse me for a second. All right, so. All right, so here's an example of like a marketing calendar. So once you decide what your farm is, what you're gonna send out, then you should create a calendar for the year.
Mhm.
So that way you're reminded every month, hey, I have to do my flyer. Oh my God, it's time, because you get busy doing other things.
Right.
So you set a reminder on your calendar and it pops up and it says, hey, make your flyer. And so here's what I would do. On the first, I'd set the reminder, hey, send out a market update. And on the 15th, whatever my other flyer is going to be. So it reminds me, hey, do your flyer, do your flyer. And then so while you're at it, you can set up any social media post or schedule posts that you want to send out and when you're going to send them out and what they're going to be. So if you're going to send out like for social media, maybe on the first Monday, home of the week, right? Or and then like on the next week after that, on Wednesday, buyer tips. And then the next week, you want to send something out every week. Another home of the week for Monday, because it's and then seller tips the following week.
Right.
And then just do that every month. And that see right there, you already have a marketing campaign. All you have to do is you can even go on AI and say, hey, give me a good seller tip I can send out this week.
Right.
And it'll create it for you. Maybe it's not perfect, but then you massage it, you make it better, or you make it appropriate to your farm area. Here's an example of like a just listed postcard or flyer. First one is like if you're going to mail out to the neighborhood. The second one is if you're going to walk the neighborhood. A few more things on that. Here's a market update that Shweta sends out. Here's a postcard that has a market update that Holden sends out. See, the middle portion has the market update of what's sold the previous month. And then he's got all his listings sold, all that stuff on there. And the other side is the mailing side. Here's a flyer just saying, remember to change your clocks. And then, by the way, you should replace the batteries on your smoke alarm. Here's an example of a newsletter, the importance of home inspections. It explains to the homeowner why you should have a home inspection. Other information stuff you can send out is new laws, new real estate laws, local directory. The directory is a good one because people keep it. They put it on their fridge or they put it up on their wall somewhere. And the directory can include the name of the HOA, the phone numbers for the HOA, right? With a contact for any HOA type of information. Local police department, local fire department, poison control, local schools. I don't know, any other important thing that you want to put on there, but also your local realtor and then your name on there, right? They're going to keep that directory. Especially if they have children, they'll keep it. Floor plan information, services you provide, we talked about that. Mortgage rates, you can give them like a history of mortgage rates over the last couple of years, and even do it in a chart so it shows how it's going up and down. Vesting descriptions, that's something that most people don't see, and that's like, how do you hold title on your property? And then It shows what each one's called and what the difference is between the different ways of holding title. But anyway, it's just more ideas, right, on what to send out. Here's another example of a garage sale flyer and a contest that Holden sent out for Valentine's Day back then. He used to have them mail in the entry, but now he just has them email their entry. Create your brand. So you already have a big brand in Coldwell Banker, and now you want to develop your own personality, your own brand, right? So something that's going to differentiate you from other agents. And you can use specific colors. What's your color?
Orange.
So when he sends something out, he sends out an orange flyer. So that way when people look through their mail, they already know the orange flyer is going to be from him. Because you don't see orange flyers, right?
Right.
So if you have a specific color scheme where people are going to know every time they see the color, hey, that's coming from Young. Yeah. You can create an agent logo. And then this is an example that Mike Dunn uses. You could use a tagline, like there was an agent here that used to call herself the real estate matchmaker. So she'd say, Sylvia Jonathan, the real estate matchmaker, or just something, right, where it's going to make you different. Mike Dunn's tagline is consider it a done deal because his name is Mike Dunn. And so taglines help. They work, you know. Yeah. It's like McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
You know, you have all the taglines. A specific type of flyer template. You can mess around with a few different templates until you find the one that you like. Once you find one that you like, just keep using that. Because again, just like the colors, people are going to know that's your look. If your flyers look different all the time, it just shows inconsistency, instability, things like that. You want to have something that's the same.
Is a template available in like my CB desk or something?
There's templates to CB desk, but you can find stuff on Canva. You can create your own. Right. Yeah. Niche markets, again, you know, you're going to market to military, teachers, doctors, things like that. Yeah. So if you can be like the real estate doctor, you work with doctors, right? Or I don't know, come up with a clever line if you're going to work with teachers. You know, that will relate to teachers. They're going to be like, oh, that's pretty clever. A play on words. All right, I get that, right? So just something that's going to relate to whatever niche market that you're going to be working with. You can develop a personality as an investment agent, luxury agent, the agent who's involved in good causes. And so an example of this would be like, I don't know, you work with luxury properties, so you want to be known as a luxury property agent, or like I used to work with investment properties. So I'm the guy that works on investment properties. So you want to develop something, some kind of like persona that displays that. And if you're an agent that's involved in good causes, maybe you volunteer time at the local shelter, or I don't know, you do blood drives, you do something, good causes, so people know, oh, hey, that's the agent that does, you know, donates their time to this, and that's a good person, whatever it is. Community involvement, so sponsor a community event, school event, or fundraiser. So when you're marketing, you're not just marketing your area, you're also going to local schools and say, hey, I'd like to advertise or sponsor, you know, something. And they usually have either like a newsletter that goes out to the parents that you can purchase, like a business card size ad. You pay them and then they put your card in there, right? I know Holding used to sponsor Beckman High School, where they would allow him to put his banner with his name and face and everything on it on the fence in the back of the baseball field. So when people are watching the game, they see his banner in the back, or facing the street when people drive by, they see the banner. And it's you just give a donation and they do that for you, right? So look for opportunities like that. The more you get entrenched into the community, the better, right? Right. Because you're not just in the mailbox, now you're in this kids' school. They're like, oh my God, we can't get rid of this guy. It's everywhere. But that's the genius of good marketing, right? You're everywhere. All right, we talked about this, sports programs. So garage sales, we talked about that. Classes, seminars, we talked about that. Blood drives. This is a cool one because people don't do this as much, like holidays.
Mhm.
You could do like an Easter egg hunt in the local park. So advertise it, put that in your marketing. That could be something that you advertise maybe a month in advance or 2 months in advance. Hey, we're gonna have our yearly Easter egg hunt. Make sure you bring the kids by. We're gonna have treats for them. And then you hire somebody to dress like an Easter bunny. And then that way their kids can take a picture with the Easter bunny, and the parents love that stuff. So they're gonna be so grateful. Hey, thank you for putting this together. And then again, it's a personal upfront face-to-face interaction, right? You're not just the guy on the flyer in their mailbox or in their email or in their social media or at the kid's school. Now you're like there with the Easter bunny, and they're gonna be like, oh, this guy's pretty cool, you know? Or like a meet Santa Claus thing for Christmas. Have somebody hire somebody to dress like Santa.
Yeah.
Take pictures with the kids. These are things that people don't do as much anymore that realtors used to do a long time ago. But again, it goes a long way. The 3 C's of real estate marketing is content is the first C. Inform them, educate them, and update them. So make sure that everything you send out has something of value, real estate related. Call to action is the second C. Give them a reason to call you. Hey, call me for a free CMA. They don't know what a CMA is. Contact me for a free market evaluation of your property. Or contact me for a monthly update, market update of your neighborhood, whatever it is. And then the last one is consistency. Stay in their face. Print marketing, email marketing, social media marketing, community involvement, all that stuff. So content, call to action, and consistency. Avoid common mistakes like choosing a farm area that's too large. If you're going to walk the farm and your farm area is like 1,500 homes and you're going to do it twice a month, are you really going to be able to do 1,500 homes twice a month? Right? Can you afford to mail to 1,500 homes twice a month? So we're looking at the budget. So be careful with choosing a farm that's too large.
Mhm.
Inconsistent marketing, sending out one postcard this month and then one 3 months from now, and then when it's not consistent, make sure you're consistent. Lack of follow-up. If you meet someone, reach out to them, email them, call them, whatever it is, maybe take them out for coffee, get to know them. So don't forget to follow up. Not tracking. So a mistake is not tracking your return of investment and adjusting to it. Your return on investment is, this is how much money I'm spending on marketing this neighborhood, and how many calls have I gotten from it in this past year or the last 6 months? What am I sending out? What is it costing me? So just track it.
Right.
And then if you're doing that and you're doing social media and you're doing email marketing, you're doing maybe Zillow leads, keep track of all the calls you're getting for each source, from each source. Maybe have a spreadsheet, right? And for print marketing, I got this call, on this date. Or social media marketing, somebody DM me about a property on this date. So like how many people are DMing me? For if you're doing Zillow leads, how many leads did you get the past month versus how much did it cost you? Things like that. So track that and then adjust it. Right. If something's not working, you're not getting anything over here, don't stop spending money on it. Right? Like the social media. I guess the social media is not that expensive, so I would keep that going. You need a social media presence, but if your leads are not working out for Zillow, you're spending a lot of money on that. Then maybe just stop doing Zillow and focus on something else, your print marketing or whatever it is, your phone calls or your cold calling.
Yeah.
Email marketing. So with email marketing, we have Moxie Engage, Moxie Impress, MailChimp. You can use Constant Contact. So you can use any of these to upload your email list and mail marketing pieces, just listed, just sold, any of the other things that we just discussed. Send out a monthly newsletter, just list, just sold, e-card for like birthdays, holidays, things like that. You can send out what Cinco de Mayo just passed, happy Cinco de Mayo, or happy 4th of July coming up, whatever it is, right? Maybe like a list of events of what's going on next month. or this month.
Mm.
Interest rates, market updates, things like that, right? So these are things you can email to them using Moxie Engage, Moxie Press, MailChimp Constant Contact. But also you can do a drip campaign. Do you know what a drip campaign is?
Oh.
A drip campaign is a set of emails that are preset already. They're already done.
Oh.
And they're scheduled. So once you like, it's a campaign that's already set up.
Mm.
So what you do is you add people, recipients to the campaign. And the campaign is set up. So the first email is going to go out right away when you add the person to it. And then the next second email is scheduled to go out 5 or 7 days after. And then the third email is going to go out like another week after. And the fourth email maybe once every week or every 2 weeks or whatever it is. But it's already preset. So you don't have to do anything. You just set it and forget it. And now you know this person is going to get your email for the next 2 months.
Right.
Right. So that's a drip campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So you can find your campaigns within Moxie Engage. And this is in my CD desk. And there's drip campaigns for buyers and for sellers. So it'll send out emails for you. All you have to do is you add the recipient to it and then say go.
Mm.
And then they can receive emails from you. And there's holiday campaigns in there too. And I remember when I first set it up, I had a list of people that I added to the campaigns, the holiday campaigns, where it sends out a holiday. Hey, Merry Christmas. Hey, Happy 4th of July, whatever. Had my picture, contact information on it. And I get an email from someone. Hey, Merry Christmas to you too. Thanks for reaching out. And I'm like, I didn't email this person. What's going like? And then I remember, oh, the email campaign.
Mm.
So just keep in mind, you're going to be sending emails out. So if someone responds, that's why, because you set them up. Yeah, but I was like, why is this person contacting me? I didn't email. Maybe like there's a virus where it's sending emails. And then I just remembered that that's what it was. But for a while, I was thinking about it. I'm like, why did they say I emailed them? I didn't. All right, social media. Social media, you have a free Coldwell Banker website, so use it. Make sure you add content to your bio page, your profile page. Personalized domain name, we've all talked about that, right? Using a personal domain name. Use an updated recent photo on all digital platforms. So make sure that you don't have a picture from like 10 years ago, which you guys are young, so I don't think you're gonna be doing that. But it's the older agents notorious for doing that.
Mm.
They use pictures from like 10 years ago. And there was a time when realtors used to use glamour shots where they were like type of pictures where it was kind of blurry a little bit, but it looked all like I don't know, glamorous, you know what I mean? And then they were like from 10 years ago,
Right.
20 years ago. So make sure that you use pictures that when you're going to meet with the client, you're the guy that they saw in the picture,
Right.
Not someone like, who is that? Is that his son? Add a video to your profile, add video to your marketing. So people see your personality, right? Because I might look at your picture and I say, this guy looks way too young to be a realtor. He probably doesn't know what he's doing, what he's talking about.
Right.
And then I hear your video where you're talking about interest rates and you're talking about the market and how it's changing, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, damn, I misread this guy. He really knows what he's doing, right? So again, video helps. It adds that other dimension. Make sure you use Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, which is now X. I should update that. To broadcast your new listings, just sold, any awards, any types of like real estate tips for buyers or sellers. And those are pretty good, the tips for buyers and sellers. You can always find something to send out for that. Moxie automatically creates a property website for each one of your listings. So that's pretty good. You can post that. And then you can contact your social media specialist, Cecilia, sit down, schedule an appointment with her, and then she can help you set all this stuff up, your real estate, your business page for Facebook, for Instagram, and all that. So reach out to her. And remember, when you're promoting the area that you're farming, don't just promote the area, promote the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, this is a great neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. But also, the city of Irvine is well known for its schools. It's, it's one of the premier cities or safest cities in the world. It's ranked number 7 or whatever it is. So the more information, the better. And not just promoting the house. And be yourself. Don't be an actor and like this is my alter ego or this is my persona that I use here and then this is who I really am. Just be yourself. Educate your buyers.
Yeah.
So these are things you could post, right? Respond to comments, good or bad. So if someone posts something, post a comment, you reply to them. You know, that just helps I guess, algorithms and everything too. Again, don't forget video. Never assume you're connecting with first-time buyers. There's also, so don't just focus your information on first-time buyers. Put out information for people that have bought and sold before. And don't ignore your existing clients. If you have clients, add them as a friend. And then when you see their stuff come up, comment on it. You know, you want to interact with them. Again, used to say use contact information. Generating leads. Cloud CMA, you guys saw the landing page that we did? You saw that, right? Where
Yeah.
you can use that link, whether you can use a QR code with that and have people scan it to find out how much your home's worth, scan this QR code. And that can be found on Cloud CMA under lead gen. And then this other one is CoreFact, and this is pretty cool. I actually just completed an order for my area yesterday to send out flyers. And what this does, this is really cool. It costs about a little under $1 per postcard, but you get a lot for it. You get the designs already made for you. You get the printing, the postage, and then a custom QR code for each property address. So when the property owner scans it, it shows up. See how it has their property pinned on the map and all the sales around? That's real. It's not just like a stock image. That house is right there. And then those sales around it, those are real sales. So when they scan the QR code, it takes them to a website, a landing page that has my contact information on top. And it has their property address, and it has a list of all the recent sales, and it has a range. Your house is worth between this much and this much based on that information. So it gives them pretty much a market update. I mean, a valuation of the property. So this is pretty valuable because when someone scans it, guess what else you're getting for your money? You're getting notified that homeowner went to Main Street, scanned that QR code. So I get emails saying, "Hey, Carlos, the owner, this person at this address, they just scanned the QR code." What does that mean? They're probably thinking of selling. Right? I should reach out to them somehow, right? So it's pretty cool. You get a lot for that. So I like to send that out a few times a year, just to see who's going to scan it, right? And reach out to them. But again, they have a lot of different types of postcards that you can use. And then you don't have to come up with content. They already make it for you, right? So let's see.
It's called CoreFact.
Yeah, CoreFact. And then now we're going to go to paid leads. I don't have information on paid leads. I just know if you want to spend your money instead of on print marketing, you want to spend it on paid leads, you can contact Zillow, Trulia, or Realtor.com. And you pay them a certain amount of money per month based on a market share. So you might, let's say you want to try to get leads for 92606 here in Irvine. And they have so much market share. So someone probably already purchased the majority of the market share. So then you're going to have either 5% or 10% or 15% market share for that zip code. So depending on how much you're spending is going to be how many leads you're going to get. So the person that's spending more money, they're going to get more leads. The person that's spending less money, they're going to get less leads. And even then, you have to work the leads, right? The cool thing about Zillow is that when you do pay for leads like that, they have coaches that coach you how to work those leads. Okay. And how to call them back, how to follow up, how to what to say, what to do next, things like that. So I mean, at least you get that with that. But if you want to, pursue that instead of doing print marketing, there's people that they don't want to market, they don't want to farm, they don't want to go out there and do anything. They just want the leads to come to them. This is a good way of doing it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how good the leads are. You have to figure that out for yourself. But some of our agents have used them and they've sold properties from there. So, and then final thoughts. remember, it's a long-term strategy, so be patient. And success comes with consistency and relationship building. Choose the right area, use the right tools, and stay the course. Now, some housekeeping is advertising first point of contact. So any advertisement that you send out, whether it's, I'll show you here, must include your name, designation like realtor, DRE number, phone number, name of responsible broker, so in our case, Golden Record Platinum Properties. So it always has to include that. And first point of contact includes, but is not limited to, any flyers you send out. And the flyer includes a handout, postcard, door hanger, stationery, business cards, print ads, whether it's a magazine or newspaper, social media ads, they should all include that. Electronic media such as internet, website, text messages, telephone calls, emails, television, radio, cinema, streaming video, anything, all has to include this. And billboards and for sale signs, open house signs, things like that. It all has to include this. And then disclaimers, if you're going to send out a market update, you have to include this disclaimer based on information from California Regional Multiple Listing Service, Inc. as of, and then the date range. Like if you're going to do a market update for April, you're going to say from April 1st, 2026 through April 30th, 2026. And then all the rest of this. That's pretty much saying, this is where I got the information from the MLS between this date and this date. And me, the agent, sharing the information with you may or may not have been the listing and or buying agent of any of these properties. So keep in mind that when you're doing a market update, you can only send out sold properties. You can't name or advertise any active or pending, unless you can, if you're going to include the listing agent's name and brokerage underneath that listing that's active or pending. I'm not going to do that because that's advertising for them.
Right.
So send out just sold listings or sales, right? That shows this is the address, this is bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, this is how much it's sold for. And maybe days on market too. So. And it should be in no less than 7-point type. And then finally, dress for success. Remember, doctors, they have their doctor stuff. Yeah, the chefs have the little hat. Right. And you know the chef, yes chef, no chef, right? All that stuff. Police officers have their uniform, and you as a realtor should look professional when you're meeting with clients. So keep that in mind. And that's it. Any questions? No? Okay.
Great. Use like a budget and consistency 15.